No, yeah, let's talk about it now that we have 3 minutes, you know? This is what the deal is with yogic study. When you start to really deeply study yogic philosophy, it is very much so about things that have nothing to do with human form. So that's why it's just like a non-issue. Like matters of like politics just don't really it just doesn't really work when it comes to yeah, when it comes to certain yogic philosophies, because if you're imagining yourself, or even in meditation, if you're imagining yourself as like a wisp of air, you certainly aren't you know, if you're tapping into what that is, it's making you see beyond the boundaries and these lines that we so clearly see defined. And that's where that stuff starts to, you know, there's an identity in all of it. There's an identity. And so when people in our society bank on our identities, so like a lot of the original LGBTQ people just kind of were just being themselves, and were being oppressed for it. And now there's a different ball game happening where there's people, young children getting sex changes, and you know, people just like the identity is actually, you can go into doctors, so-called doctors, and get pills and surgeries and change your so-called identity, which is purely identified with your physical body. So you say that if you change this body, if I put some fucking whiskers on my face, well, now I'm a cat, you know. And in some ways it can be that way. Like if you're playing fucking dress up with your kids, or you're doing like a play, yeah, you have to use your imagination because you aren't a fucking cat. But that's why this identity solely based in the physical form only goes so far, because whether you're a man or a woman, the body that you're in is only one aspect of what you are. And sometimes the society that I grew up in banks on us only solely thinking that our identity is the body that we are in, and it's not. And so that's where in yogic studies and yogic philosophy, it can actually be a way of confronting these identities that we feel so like it makes you confront it, really. And for some it goes south. For some, they lose their identity, they lose themselves, and it makes them go mad. And for some, they find their identity, they find their godhead. Some get beheaded in it, and some fucking find their fucking godhead. And that's the way I fucking see it. And it has nothing the godhead has many fucking eyes and many fucking heads, and it has many fucking genders, and it's not about just that one pointed fucking thing. And so that's why you can't just look at somebody